Happy Juneteenth. Finger snapping morning, honey. As a child, we used to wake up snapping our fingers to the Supremes, the four tops. Cause if I stop walking now, cut me up until I'm just a nose. Thanks for coming on a walk. Happy Juneteenth. The warden said that this day, 19th, is Juneteenth on this penal colony. Hey, I'm Vicki, coming to you live from the penal colony, aka USA, aka America. Get your mats, get your chair, get your weights, line up if you walk along the wall, jump on your bike, start your treadmill. Trying to save my feet into. Oh, I got a minute. Cause if I start walking now, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Number one song across the nation. Let's get this party started right. Oh, okay. Finally, spring that's going to be over soon is catching up to me. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Sneezing and stuff. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend, subscribe. Yes. Juneteenth. The warden said, last year, I think it was Warden Biden, he said that today is the day that America will celebrate what you heard in Remembering Slavery, that she remembered, and they had this big feast. That's why I think the year after I found Remembering Slavery, and maybe some months after I found the African burial ground in New York City, for Juneteenth, I was there with a big old spread. And I told y'all that story. Y'all can go back to Juneteenth last year and the year before last. Yes. Yes. I know, especially my Facebook friends, I'm upsetting them. It's a penal colony. But they have to understand, I have been asking the ancestors. I have been doing the research. And my blood pressure went down 100%. 100%. It's a penal colony. In order to change things, you have to change it like the brick and mortar inmate prisons do. And you know what they do when they want change? Well, for us, if we want change on this penal colony, we got to do the same thing, and we're not willing to do it. So, I'm all right with that. So I know. Now when I see the patty rollers blowing our brains out, listen, this is a penal colony. That's what they do. By blood and by born. We'll label inmate criminals on this penal colony because our ancestors were imprisoned on this landmass by the King of England. And I don't know if it's all night. By the King of England. And when he left the wardens in control. That's why all that you lying liars on the 4th of July, keeping the lie going. We weren't free. Our ancestors weren't free. When, as the lie goes, the Americans kicked out the rebels. The rebels left. and the Hatfield and McCoys were the wardens, and they're still wardens to this day. And that's why nothing will change for us. Oh, the ancestors were so insulted. I wasn't too much, but they kept. Anyway, they said Warden Biden making, what's the name, Jackson, Brown Jackson, the Supreme Court warden, was helping us. I was excited, and I could just feel no vibrations. None. Flat. No vibrations going through. I'm jumping around. Usually, I can feel the vibe. Nothing. Deadpan. I was like, oh, this is great for us. And they said, are you kidding me? He gave you another warden. It doesn't matter the color. She still has to abide by the oppressive rules put in place for us on this penal colony. I was like, they said, what did Clarence Thomas do? Nothing. That's why he's getting his rewards. He is getting rewarded. Them rich people are rewarding him. He did absolutely nothing to help us. As per his position as a warden in the Supreme Court. Now everybody all mad because he's getting his payoff. He sat there and represented us. He ain't do a damn thing. But we was just so happy. And it's like I said, he warden. But then, people look at you side-eye. So Jackson Brown, as long as she keeps her foot on our necks, about another 15, 20 years, she gonna be rewarded too. Come on. You think Warden Biden would reward us with reparations, but wardens can't do that. Yes, the legislative warden profess. They fill up that U.S. Capitol and they profess to have legislative power, and of course they control the money. They do not. They are legislative wardens. They're supposed to pass oppressive laws to make sure the descendants of the original imprisoned occupants of this penal colony, etc., etc. And they're happy that I know. When they put it to me, I told y'all how they did it. Whew. Knocked me off my feet for about 2 or 3 days. I was like, what's going on? Why is it? And they said, this is clearly their vibe. I can't say, because then they be sitting in the ambulance and the psychiatrist and shit and trying to get me addicted to the pharmaceutical shit. Anyway, they vibed to me. They said, oh, I'll never forget it. Knocked me off my feet. They said, say people in brick and mortar prisons now, they do have the prison ID number. And say they served their time and they're let out of jail. And everyone connected with them has to wear that prison number where everyone can see. When they walk in the restaurant, they can see the prison number. So they turn them away. They don't want to sit at no food counter with nobody sitting there with no prison numbers on them. And now say that original inmate that got out of the brick and mortar prison has kids. And all the kids has to put that prison inmate number on everything they wear. The wife has to put the inmate number on everything she wears. And everywhere they go, when they try to buy a car, they ain't gonna trust them because they see the inmate number. So they know they ain't gonna be able to pay their bill because they're gonna be back in jail. And then say the original inmate has grandchildren. And the grandchildren have to put the inmate number on everything they wear. Now this is his kids' wives, their wives, all inmate number. The kids, all inmate number. The kid's wife, the grandkids who marry, their wives have to put the inmate number on them. The grandkids, they all have to have inmate numbers on everything they wear. So everywhere they go camping. And they show up with all the inmate numbers. Don't nobody want to camp by them. They go as a group to a restaurant. Oh, they won't sit with no inmates. They gonna steal your pocketbook. They probably jump up and kill you and stuff like that. And then the great-grandchildren. Now the originator is dead already. But the great-grandchildren, they have to have the inmate numbers on everything they have, even though they don't even know what's going on. They have never committed a crime. They just came out the womb. But that diaper better have that inmate number on it, and all them sleepers, and etc., etc. And that's us. Except our inmate number, they have used the color of our skin. Because 600 years ago, the King of England brought the prisoners of war, the Africans, the Moors, and the Africans. They started putting them in penal colonies. Jamaica, the Barbados, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what's called then. And to America. Louis, or whatever his name was, the Spanish thing, they was fighting them too. Spain threw their asses down. In Florida, Puerto Rico, and a few more Hispanic penal colonies. Then the French came through. They threw their prisoner of wars on Haiti and Louisiana. They weren't important slaves in to work the fields. They were bringing over warriors and fighters and family members. Because you see, England and stuff got smart. They said, listen, instead of sitting here waiting for the Africans to come and attack Europe like they've been doing, and they ruling and stuff, how we're going to get rid of them. What we start doing is we start shipping them out. Then we go to the continent and snatch them before they can come get us. So that's why they went in the villages and snatched them up and stuff like that. Not as something to use to pick cotton, but to snatch them up as prisoners of war so they would not attack Europe anymore. And it worked. It worked. That's when they started going to Africa. That's when the dismantling and all that crap, which is still going on now, came into play. It finally stopped the attacks on Europe. But I want to know. And this Juneteenth, oh, I was supposed to take this tape off so y'all can see the real date. I'll do it on the break. Because it's today, I had to have some kind of reveal. Though I get the dates mixed up and stuff, but that's all right. Yeah. So, my blood pressure is down. I have no frustration level. I know I'm on a penal colony. No, they're not going to give you anything because the only way you can get change is through what you don't want to do. You don't want to. So nothing is going to change. This is a penal colony. In prisons, when they want to change stuff, first thing they do is snatch a few COs, burn a few mattresses, start tearing up shit, etc., etc. And then wham, bingo, bingo, things change. On a penal colony, that's the only way to get change. But we've been brave for peace. We don't have that. Jesus gonna do it. Oh no, Allah's gonna do it. No. The Mormon thing's gonna do it. No. L. Ron Hubbard's gonna do it. No. Confucius. No. Only people gonna do it is us. And we're totally nonviolent. We're too used to getting kicked in the penitentiary playground. Let's get some water, y'all. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to. Y'all hear that guitar? I said I'm walking now. Trying to save my feet and cause if I stop now, they'll cut me up until I'm just a no. Hey, classic. Good time. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet. Yeah. I said I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet. Yeah. If I stop walking, yeah. The king. All right. Yeah. Come walk with me. And save you. Yeah. I said, come walk with me. Yeah. Save your feet and toes. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth. Oh, let me do this. They cut me up until I'm just a nose. The big reveals. Yeah. Come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah. I said, come walk with me. Yeah. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. Yeah. I'm walking, y'all. You should be walking too. Yeah, so simple. Especially if you can do it. Now, if you can't walk, should be a problem. Yeah. Cause if I stop walking now, they'll cut me up until I'm just Oh, man. The great master guitarist, 7-string guitarist, Ron Jackson. Man, it adds that finger snapping beat. Make you want to get in there. Y'all ordering the CD? Because y'all can put it on yourself. It's just motivational. And I ain't lying. I'm trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. I don't know if you are. Many of you should be. Okay, let's go back to hearing the voices of the newly freed enslaved folks, our ancestors. And I gotta say, even when I was young, I would say to myself, because you can't say things out loud, because everything has to be in the cult. I used to say, thank you, ancestors, for going through everything you've gone through, because that's why I'm here now. But now I'm saying it, and I'm saying it on the internet. If they hadn't put up with all that for so many years, I wouldn't be here. But they did, and I am, and I love them. Let's get to listening.
In July 1864, my master's regiment captured a gang of Yankee soldiers and brought them into camp to keep them until they could be transferred to Libby Prison in Richmond. We were in camp up near Fredericksburg. At that time, the rebels were trying to take Washington.
It was May 28, 1937, when William I. Johnson, Jr. was interviewed. At the time, he was a 97-year-old retired building contractor. Clifton Davis brings the transcript of his interview to life.
I didn't know what the war was all about, nor why they were fighting. But when the rebels were out on the battlefield,
I'm going to tell y'all now.
A few pickets were
what the ancestors lied to me was,
and the servants got a chance to talk to
that the Civil War
they explained to us about
was
slavery
just
and freedom.
keeping America together, because believe it or not, believe it or not, the South was still being controlled by England. They were still making their money sending the cotton to England. They were still making their money doing all that stuff. And then they got so bold that they knew they could survive with the England's help if they separated during the Civil War. So that's what it was. So that's why, even though we were free,
of course, the rebel pickets knew we were servants
from the encampments.
They probably thought
our ancestors were free from the encampments.
For our masters.
They were in a penal colony.
We carried along plenty of chewing tobacco, because we knew the pickets would always like a chew, and they didn't ask no questions.
That's Clifton Davis.
After we passed the rebel pickets and got out on the road, every time we would hear horses, we would run off the road and into the woods.
All the way up into the 50s, even till today, if you're on a dark road, and them Yahoos and Hatfields and McCoys come by, they can kill you, and they can get away with it.
Yankee pickets took us to the military headquarters. The other men enlisted in the fighting regiments, but I was lucky enough to be sent with another group of men to Boston, Massachusetts, where I was assigned to General Butler's division and to the quartermaster's corps in charge of food and rations. Down here below Richmond, at a place now called 7 Pines, Negro troops fought one of the fiercest battles of the war against the rebels. The battle lasted 7 days. Many men were killed on both sides, and when the battle was over, only 7 pine trees were left standing on the edge of the road, where previously there had been a great pine forest. After this battle, the place became known as 7 Pines.
There we go, y'all. There we go. There we go, y'all. There we go, y'all. Y'all can get remembering slavery. There we go, y'all. Fiercest battle. Even to this day, what makes this penal colony, aka USA, aka America, so strong is that their enemies think that we will fight because they've seen it done. They've seen it done in Korea. So I think they was just trying to kill us off. Vietnam War. I feel they was just trying to kill us off. But we are fierce warriors. That's how we wound, our ancestors, that's how we wound up here. It's in our blood. That's how they know to drop them guns. They know not to give it to us. Like my daughter was thinking, she going to look for some guns. And my main fear is, and I said to her, do you know where there's an African American gun show? I told her, don't go up in them yahoos looking for no guns. Now there's no African American woman. The race to see who blows your ass away first would really be legendary. When they pick you up, you look like Swiss cheese. So, they didn't want us to get guns and stuff in our hands. And we strengthen America. That's why when they make those threats and stuff like that, they know that, well, they think. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. I hope none of us ever die again for this penal colony, but definitely die to change this penal colony. I can't look at pictures and they have them around where you see the African Americans hanging in their uniforms. From cavalry days to the Union soldiers' uniforms, there are dozens, if not hundreds, maybe thousands of pictures of African American men hanging from a rope in their military uniforms. My father was ridiculed for hours while standing in his uniform. He just came back from fighting in the Korean War. And I'm sure these other dust-ups that these Hatfields and McCoys put into play to send us over there, sometimes it's just to get rid of us. They always say who you can afford to lose. Well, the criminals, not the innocents. Duh. Didn't y'all see that on Dexter? So, no, don't do it. Nope, don't fight no more wars for these people. Not a war that you fight when they win, you don't. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? After D-Day, when they came back, and all the white people, we free Europe. And all across the South and East Coast and around, African American men hanging in the uniforms. How is that possible? How are the other ones held as fighting machine warriors, and the dark man that was right by him is killed when he's returned from war? Stop it, y'all. Stop it. You're either going to get killed there or when you get back. I remember when I learned that to put their foot on your neck and kill you like they did George Floyd, that they took millions of our tax dollars and sent to Israel so the Israel soldiers can show them how to kill us. Ain't that some shit? So that's why they started blowing our brains out. I told you. It's a penal colony. They took, wouldn't give us reparations, wouldn't give us that $1 million, but gave it to Israel so the Israeli police can show them how to better kill us and how to kill us right away. You stop that car, pull out that gun, blow them away. You don't get it, do you? Penal colony. So, as I said, my pressure went down all the way. I was like, oh, so that's why. It's not race. I'm not stupid. My tongue is not thick. My all that bullshit them Hatfields, that's not it. It's because 600 years ago, I had to say it, I had to get it in. And then my pressure started going down lower and lower and lower and lower. My frustration level went totally away. Totally away. I was like, oh, okay. So that's why you can't do that. Oh, okay. We're inmate criminals. That's why they picked certain places where we can live and where we can and cannot live. That's why. Oh, that's why our mortgages are 25% interest rate. That's why. We're just to be here to make money off them. If we can't make money for them, they'll make money off us. It just made so much sense. That's why I can work the same job as them and get paid less because I'm labeled a blood-borne inmate because my ancestors fought the King of England over 600 years ago. And that's why. That's totally why. It's nothing I did. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't do anything. My mother didn't. Other than in the Korean War, my father didn't. Grandfather, other than World War II, they didn't do anything to anybody. But they didn't understand. They are, and we are, I am blood, born and blood. I am labeled blood and born inmate criminal. And that's why. That's why if I get a loan, it's 25%. If they give me a car loan, it's mad payment down and mad interest. But they can do that. This is a penal colony. When they in prison, our ancestors started making money off them, they haven't stopped yet. But now I know it's not me. I'm not born with some kind of genetic mutant Ninja Turtle. Tuck your bullshit. Tied up or down. Let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Other side. Ooh, tuck the elbow and squeeze your guts. Let's just do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, good luck. Yeah. I tell you. So, I love you, ancestors. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for hanging in there. And for the ones, I think about serial killers, and they said they've always been here. But during the time of enslavement on compounds, they would be running all over the place, killing African Americans. But it wasn't against the law. Wasn't anybody looking for them. So to you guys, I love you. I'm sorry that happened to you. Then you have all the people that were thrown in jail, were innocent, still doing it. They didn't know this was a penal colony. Sorry that happened to you. I love you. And for those that were just stepped on and trodden down, I love you. I'm glad you hung in there for me, because that's why I am. Thank you, honey. Love you. They just say they want love. I love you. Love you madly. All right. So Juneteenth, last day. We did 7 days. I always did 7 days, but I did it in the privacy of my home on the down low. You know, you don't invite nobody over, nothing. You just go, yeah, I'm doing stuff. Days to come on a walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. Buy my CD. Thanks for coming on the walk, and I'll see you tomorrow.